I knew I wanted to help people, but I had no idea what I was getting into. The moment I got to 108, I realized everything was different. It was just logical. Everything to this point that I had heard from coaches was about figuring out what was it that worked for you and what was it that your coach taught you. And that doesn't mean it was wrong. It just wasn't necessarily what every player needed to hear. It was just more logical if you just tried to figure out what worked for every single player in front of you. The whole mission of the entire company the entire time has been understanding how do we prove what all the old school coaches taught was right. There's nothing any coach has ever taught that is actually wrong. And that's a pretty bold statement. How many of you guys in here think you hit the exact same way or had the exact same thoughts when you're on the mound? The reason that you do what you did is likely because your coach taught it to you, or because somewhere along the way you figured something out and it worked for you, and that's what you teach all your players. That does not make it wrong. It just means that's what was important to you and it's what you know. It's how you can teach it to someone else and pass along what worked for you. Every single one of them, at some point in time, their cue or their drill worked for someone, and that's why it exists. What about the reality that more than likely you haven't been able to help every player that's come in front of you? You've been able to help a large majority of them maybe, but there's still a percentage that you're missing maybe because of the way you teach or your philosophies are maybe not impacting every single player. So a lot of this that we're going to go over today is going to be more principles for helping you understand how to open your horizon and be able to touch every player that you can so that you can get them to where they want to be.